The Neuhammer Stuka disaster. What is Stuka? Stuka is an abbreviation for Sturzkampfflugzeug, dive bomber. And later it became the nickname for a specific plane, the Ju-87. The Ju-87 was a dive bomber developed in the early 1930s and first flown in 1935. Why dive bombing? Well, it's a relatively simple way to get more accuracy. In horizontal bombing, many forces are acting on the bomb for a long time, which makes it difficult to achieve accuracy. In dive bombing, the bomb will have a flatter trajectory, and the forces acting on the bomb will do so under a shorter time, which makes it more accurate. You simply point the aircraft at the target, which makes aiming simpler also. The Ju-87 was an accurate dive bomber with innovations like an automatic pull-out function to avoid the plane crashing after a bomb release. The bomb was released via a swing arm to avoid hitting the propeller. However, the problem with the plane was it was too slow, and they knew this already in 1935. Ernst Udet pushed it through and it went into production. On the 15th of August 1939, Sturzkampfgeschwader 76 was preparing to demonstrate its awesome accuracy at the Neuhammer practice ground. The weather forecast gave a cloud cover of about 900 meters, but it would clear 900 meters over the ground, so the weather was deemed acceptable. The planes, the Ju-87, took off from the airfield at Cottbus, equipped with cement dummy bombs, including smoke charges, that would be dropped at the outlined target area for all the high officers watching this exercise. Flying in at about 3,500 meters, the planes approached the target area, and then they dove. First section having 3 planes, led by Captain Walter Siegel. The second section had 9 planes, then came the third section, and finally the fourth section. Captain Siegel peered through the thick clouds, searching for the target. But instead of seeing that, he suddenly saw the green earth rushing up towards him. The cloud cover was not 900 meters over the ground, instead it was only about 100 meters over the ground. He pulled back on the stick and shouted over the radio, pull up, ground fall." He manages to clear the ground with very little margin, and looking back behind him, he sees his 2 wingmen crashing into the ground. The second group comes racing down, 9 planes, all crashing into the ground. The third group have some time to react, so some planes manages to pull up. However, some overcompensate and loops into the ground instead. The fourth section has enough time to both hear the warning and take appropriate actions, so no planes from that section crashes. All in all, 13 aircrafts with 26 airmen are killed by a cloud cover that had dropped dangerously low. Captain Walter Siegler is later cleared in the following court-martial. He couldn't affect the weather, and the weather forecast that was handed to him was okay. This is an ominous prelude to Case White, the invasion of Poland that would happen only 2 weeks later. The Ju-87 would fly all during the war, even if its flaws became ever more apparent. When Germany had air superiority, it was a good ground support aircraft. If air superiority was contested, it was simply too slow and too easy prey for enemy fighters. Some people like to disengage the automatic pullout, as it made their flight paths too predictable. Later in the war, they added 37mm gun and used it as a tank buster. Around 6,000 planes of all variants were built during the war.